So we arrive at today's cannabis landscape in the United States where hemp production is only allowed in particular states, about 30 of them, and there are many restrictions, with most states opting for a research approach to hemp by state universities. Meanwhile, hemp can be imported from Europe and other parts of the globe. Medical marijuana is now legal in 28 states plus the District of Columbia, but it gets a little confusing here as some states have separate laws regulating CBD, which is cannabidiol, a component of cannabis that will not get you high. Recreational cannabis for adults 21 and over is now legal in Washington, Oregon, Colorado, Alaska, and Washington, D.C. And with this past election, you can add California, Maine, Nevada, and Massachusetts to the list. Finally, you should know that cannabis is strongly connected to social justice issues. By that, I mean that arrest and conviction rates of minorities and people of color who use or distribute cannabis is over 3 times that of whites. But usage among whites and non-whites is comparable. So currently our prisons are packed with non-violent cannabis offenders, and it doesn't look like this will change anytime soon. In addition, the DEA allows local officers to seize personal assets, even if there is only a suspicion of wrongdoing. It's a big source of income for local law enforcement and is often abused. One way to make real headway here is to at least decriminalize cannabis, and preferably to legalize it and regulate it. There is plenty of cannabis activity on the international stage, and a quick summary reveals that several countries have medical marijuana laws, and a few countries allow legal recreational cannabis consumption. Several additional countries are looking into legalizing medical or recreational cannabis. A few countries with the least restrictive cannabis laws include Australia, Canada, Costa Rica, the Czech Republic, and the Netherlands. And of course, there are many others. A few countries with some of the strictest cannabis laws include China, Egypt, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, and South Korea. And again, there are many others. Other interesting international developments reveal that recently Canada has declared that marijuana may become legal throughout the country by mid-2018, and Argentina and Poland have recently allowed for the limited use of cannabis for medical purposes. As the international and domestic cannabis stage changes almost daily, it's best to keep up with a reputable website, and we'll mention those sites later in the course. Here are a few notes about Uruguay, which was the first country to legalize recreational cannabis throughout the country. Citizens of Uruguay who register with the National Registry can visit a pharmacy and buy their cannabis for the month at a very low price. The low price was designed to cut out black market sales. There are also some private clubs where members grow, harvest, and enjoy the fruits of their labor. Since Uruguay was the first country to legalize cannabis, of course, many nations are monitoring their progress with great interest.